Here's a swing guitar lesson. Instead of using open chords, we're going to transition to, we're going to do two things in this particular video, actually three things. We're going to start with the chord usage, basic seventh chords, and maybe a diminished, and those are going to be movable chords, which we can change keys with, and then also we're going to work on a strumming pattern and then finish with a song in this particular lesson. So we're going to start with how we form the G7 chord, one form that I like to use. We're going up to string 6, fret 3 with the index finger. Then we're dropping down 2 strings, as you can see in the same fret, dropping down another 2 strings. And then we're adding the pinky over in fret 4 on string 3. That's a G7, dominant 7. We're going to work on muting strings 5 and strings 1. So we're actually only playing 4 strings that will make a sound, and the other ones are muted. So we're going to touch that bottom string with the ring finger. We're going to touch the second string from the top, string 5, with our index finger. So that is our G7 chord. It is on that chord, as we hold that chord, and always slide your fingers to the fret on this side so we get a nice clear sound with the notes that are ringing. I'm going to do a slow strum, let it ring out, and then the next time I strum, I'm going to strum and then lift the fingers, still keeping them on the strings but preventing them from sounding. Here we go, slow strum, and then strum again, and lift. So this is a 2/4 time. This would be Western swing, some fiddle tunes. It gives that happy, bouncy feel without actually being 4/4 time, which is more of the improvising jazz timing. So a lot of Western swing songs, for instance, will start with this strumming pattern when the singer is singing or they're doing twin fiddles or an introduction. Playing the melody is going to be like this. Notice that I let it ring, and then as soon as I strum the second one, I lift. A little bit of a bounce. Now I'm going to go up to our next chord. I'm going to go 2 frets up to fret 5 on the top string with the ring finger. That's going to be our D7. And I'm going to actually form that chord. It's like a C. Like if you took C down here, and we'll start with the C chord actually down at the bottom. Take the ring finger and put it up a string, and then mute that string 5, and then we're going to mute string 1 like we did on the G dominant 7 chord. We're going to add the pinky down on string 3, fret 3. So muting, and then pushing down fingertips on those particular strings and frets. So we're going to take C, we're going to move it to C sharp, and then D. So the D goes along with the G dominant 7 chord. And we're going to practice changing back to that G7 chord. First finger here, second finger there, ring finger there, and pinky over. Now we're going to go up to the D. Now we're going to go back to the G. go down to the C. Now we already learned that form, so it should be pretty simple to go to the C. Same as D. Now we're going to go up to D just to practice. Now we're going to go to the G. So it's really important that we study that strumming pattern and the lift of the strings, because if you get that wrong, it interferes. It kind of takes away the pizzazz, the feel, if we don't get that just right. And keeping the speed is very important, because it's really easy to speed. So actually I recommend a metronome ultimately would be good, which will be like the tap of a foot. You can tap your foot, you can use a metronome at a slow speed. We're going to actually do a song now. And I will say, before we do the song, we're going to take this G7 and do what we did with C and D. We're going to change it and go down this way. Well, it's actually up tonally, but a lot of people, I say down because a lot of people think, oh, that's down. Neck being like here, the head of the instrument, and down this way, but actually you want to think of it as up, because the sound goes up. So we're going up the neck. So here's our G7. We're going to go up to the G sharp 7 or A flat 7 to A. So in the song Lady Be Good, which we're going to strum through, pretty straightforward, simple song, that's going to be G7, and then up 2 frets, A7, and then we're going to use a C7, and then we're going to go down up 2 frets to the D7. So dum da da G da C7 da da G7 da 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 D7 da 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 dum da G. I call it G, but it's G7. D7 da 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 G C da da G, and I'm just going to call them the name without the 7, but you know it's a 7 chord. Da dee da da dum. Hear my strumming pattern, very clean. G da C da da C G da da da. Go down to A, 2 frets, or up to A. La da da D da 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 G da da C da da G da 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 D da 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 G da. It's really important to know that feel, that swing rhythm feel for jamming, for if anybody pulls out, even some Bob Wills songs, even some of the hymns. One of the hymns that I enjoy that swing feel is He Keeps Me Singing. So I'll give you a sample of that. Da, 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 da. notice I don't have a pick, and I've gotten a lot of calluses on my thumb and first finger and fingertips on this hand from just strumming without a pick. I recommend the pick, but without a pick, it is a softer sound. So I'm not using a pick right now, but if you do get a pick, practice your pick hold. Make sure you're holding your pick with just your thumb and first finger and the tip sticking down a little bit into the strings. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and there will be more to follow. This is just the beginning of some swing, and the next guitar lesson I'm going to actually be showing more of the 4/4 rhythm, just stopping the chords at every strum and then adding some passing chords, which a lot of people have asked me, what are you doing? What chords are you doing? Or sprucing up the song, making it more interesting. That'll be in the next video.